Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, my name's Charity and this is
Austin.
Brenly is currently asleep, and on our TikTok videos we've had a lot of requests to do an updated Q&A, this time have Austin in it, so that's what we're doing for you today. So if you want to see it, keep on watching. Alright, so we have them written down here since we still record on our phone, hoping to get a decent camera soon, but so we'll be looking down here. The first question is, do you guys have siblings? If so, how many, and are we close to them? So I only have one brother, and I would say that we're very close to him.
I have 2 sisters and 4 brothers, and I would say I'm pretty close to all of them, with the exception of my sisters. They live, cross country down in the south, and then I have another brother that lives closer to the west side of Washington, so other than that, we're pretty close.
Yeah, we still talk to all of his siblings. So, are you close to Austin's family? I will let him answer that.
So, I am very close to my immediate family, being my dad and my stepmom.
Family's kind of a rocky situation. His stepmom and I had a falling out that has distanced me from his family. I still talk to his dad whenever I can, and I'm still very close to his dad. But other than that, I don't really talk to his family that's close to here. His sisters and all of that, I text all the time, but the family that's close, we're a bit rocky right now. Is that a good way to explain it?
I'd say that.
Okay.
And then, what is it like to be married young? I would say it's pretty great. I wouldn't think it would be any different as if you were married at like 35 or...
I think the only major difference is all of the people that are our age that we're friends with aren't at the stage in life that we're at, so it's hard to have friends basically.
Yeah, we're kind of solo. Have you guys graduated from high school? So we both dropped out of high school, technically our senior year.
Okay, so we didn't drop out. So we moved out of our house at 17 and decided that we wanted to live on our own and pay our own bills and do all that jazz, and that required us both getting full-time jobs. So we were already married at this point, so we both went online for schooling to have full-time jobs, and we just happened to not do the online schooling. He recently just finished all of his schooling and does have his high school diploma. I have not finished mine, but I plan to.
Yeah. When do you want to start trying for baby number 2?
No.
Well, I would kind of prefer if we kind of waited until Brinley is at least out of diapers.
Yeah, so I think this is in regards to people wanting an update to us, the video that we made stating that we were going to try when she's 6 months old. That can't happen. Basically, I'm still breastfeeding, so while breastfeeding, if you're doing it exclusively, your cycle just doesn't return, and I currently don't have a cycle. I'm not ovulating, therefore we can't have another baby.
Yeah, we kind of have to wait until she's done breastfeeding.
And I definitely want to breastfeed her to a year and then start weaning her, so we're looking at another 6-7 months.
I'd say so. How many kids do you want? I personally am kind of stuck between 3 and 4.
Yeah.
4 for me would probably have to be like the max, in my opinion.
And then I was thinking 4 or 5, but I'm good at 4.
How do we budget our money to afford having a baby so young?
Oh, I can answer this. So we count everything as a bill, if that makes sense. So our rent, our electricity, our groceries, we also count as a bill. Our car insurance, car payments, all of that. Gas, diapers, we count it all as a bill. That way we can budget for everything.
Pet food also as
Yeah.
well. Yeah.
Writing everything down with the amount that it cost and counting everything that we spend money on in a month as a bill and like writing it out that way. I think that's the best way we were able to budget our money.
Yeah. Were you induced?
I was not induced. My water broke at, sorry, that's my cat. My water broke by itself at 10 o'clock at night.
Yep.
While I was laying in bed.
I think I was getting in the shower.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was taking a shower at 10 o'clock at night, but
probably because I was forcing him to stay up. Towards the last part of my pregnancy, I had a really hard time sleeping. So I was up like almost all night.
That's true. But yeah.
But there's a whole video on that actually up on our YouTube page already. So if you want to hear about my whole labor story, check that out.
How did we come up with Brinley's name? So, I really liked, so we both kind of came up with the name Hallie at first, which we both liked, and then...
that was even before we were pregnant. Like, we would talk about baby names, and Hallie was, like, our #1 girl name.
Yeah, and then I kind of thought of the name Paisley.
Well, okay, his stepmom thought of it. She didn't like Hallie at all. She was saying that she would always get called Haley, and it would get very confusing, which is true. So she gave us a list of names that had Paisley on it.
And I liked Paisley.
And he really liked Paisley.
So...
I wasn't quite set on it, I think. And so we started looking at other names, and when we came across Brinley, and then we both just, that name came over the top for all of them.
Yeah, it clicked. I thought it fit her perfect.
Yeah.
How do we afford a house at a young age? We don't live in a house. We actually live in an apartment.
Yeah.
It's one of the nicer apartments where we live. Kind of spendy, but it's not a house.
Yeah, I think that's a lot of misconception. A lot of people from my TikTok think. Everybody thinks we have a house. It would be very difficult to have a house at 19.
Yeah, considering that I'm the only one that works.
Yeah.
But to answer your question, how do we afford it? And honestly, it's because I work 200 plus hours a month, and yeah, that's how we.
And his job pays really nice too. He has a good job.
Yeah. How long were you in labor, and how was it?
11 hours, right?
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, it wasn't too bad. I ended up getting an epidural, which, again, in my labor and delivery story, I went over how horrible my epidural went and how I regretted getting it. But after they finally had success with the epidural, I couldn't feel anything, so I was able to actually sleep through most of my contractions. And then when it came time for pushing, I only felt about 30 minutes of my pushing, and that was painful. Not gonna lie.
You were only pushing for about an hour.
Yeah.
So,
I would say some people have it a lot worse than I do, because I didn't have to have Pitocin or anything like that. So, I think my labor went pretty well.
Yeah, I thought it went pretty good. I kind of slept for most of it. Once she had her epidural and she wasn't really feeling her contractions, I passed out on the
little bed cot that they have.
Yeah, but I woke up right in time for her to start pushing, so that was good.
Right when my nurse came in and was like, "You're out of 10, let's do a couple practice pushes." That's like when he woke up.
Yeah. How did we tell our parents we were expecting?
So with my parents, we didn't tell them because we don't talk to them at all. Yeah, in the video about why we got married so young and how we met,
gives you a pretty good
explanation
reason on why we don't talk to them.
Yeah, and with his parents, we told his stepmom first, knowing that she would probably take it a little bit better than his dad, and she could kind of ease the blow. and then she told his dad.
Yeah.
And he was actually a lot happier than we both
Than
thought.
I expected.
Yeah. But we kind of just told him we're pregnant. Well, I told him. He hid in the room.
Yeah. I was scared to face, the truth that we were pregnant towards my dad, especially my dad.
He thought his dad would be disappointed.
Yeah. But.
Yeah. And, that's it. That's all the questions. Okay.
Any more questions you guys have, you can ask on TikTok or Instagram or in the comments here.
If they're open. They've been allowing some comments in some of my videos and then turning them off for other videos. So I'm not sure if they'll be open for this one or not. But if they are, you can leave any comments down below. And after each video is posted, I open up a comment section in my Instagram stories. That way I can answer any questions there, or you can just use it as a comments for this video if they're not open. But yeah, you should follow us on our social medias.
We'll post them in the description below.
And I'll put them up on the screen here. So this will be my Instagram and TikTok handle, and this will be his. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you're not already. And if you have any video suggestions, also leave them down below. We love to hear them and try to do them for the best of our abilities. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.